It's a sometimes vlog. Yeah. It's a vlog that happens sometimes. Whew. People keep sending me things, especially in the mail, and I am running out of space. Whew. I gotta tell you, I'm getting pretty tired lately too. Things have changed a lot in my life, and they've changed pretty rapidly. I've noticed that in your life, you go through these different phases. Every time you're in one of these phases, it seems like it's permanent. You get a new job, or you go to a new school, or you're getting married, or you're getting divorced, or you're switching neighborhoods. You made a new friend, or an old friend moved away. We all go through these periods. We go through these changes. And even when the changes are very good, they can be very, very stressful. Change, period, is very, very stressful. They say that moving is one of the biggest stresses of your life. Getting married is one of the biggest stresses of your life. And those can be really, really good things, but they still can be really stressful. So obviously, with so many changes going on in my life, there's been some days lately where I've gotten a little stressed out. Believe me. I can remember when I first found out that I was gonna have to get a divorce. My heart was seriously broken, like completely, totally devastated. I didn't believe in that. I was really upset. I was really hurt to find out all this crazy stuff that had been going on. I didn't even really know what to do with myself. I mean, all of my friends knew my ex, and my ex had been cheating on me, and I didn't know who knew and who was like with me and who was against me. I had had really bad undiagnosed celiac and like crazy stuff going on with me for years, been really ill. And between being home because I was sick and then being home because I was a stay-at-home parent so that my ex could focus on her career, I honestly didn't even know what to do with myself. Luckily, in my super ultra spare time, I had been making some silly little YouTube videos. Nothing important, you know, just stuff about places I liked, like Disneyland, or I took a trip to Hannibal, Missouri. And then in between the what I thought were the bigger and better videos, I started doing the sometimes vlog, where I would do these little vlogs about what was going on with me in between. So almost just out of shock because I didn't know what else to do, I just kept doing that. I thought, I cannot control what's happened to me. I don't know what's going to happen. Right now I'm devastated, I'm hurt. This is the only thing where I can run out and do this right now, and I can make other people happy, and I can just focus on that. I remember talking to my friend Ross, because I had like 0 subscribers, just nobody. I think I had probably like, certainly less than 500 on this channel. And I remember there was this weird like critical juncture where it was like, what am I gonna do now? I don't have to do anything at the moment. I'm okay, I have a place to stay, I have all this stuff going on, but what do I do now? And I remember sitting there with him and having this epiphany, like, maybe what I do isn't that important. But if you left your house and tried to make 500 people smile in a day, could you do it? Even 100. If you were gonna leave your house and try to go down the street and make 100 people smile before you went to bed at night, could you do it? Could you pull it off? And then it dawned on me. I had this crazy epiphany. Every time I upload a video, a few hundred people, 100 to 200, sometimes 300 back then, would leave me comments or write to me and be like, dude, I really like this, please keep going, you're distracting me at the end of the day, you're giving me something to look forward to go see these different places. And I realized that's like a rare gift, to be able to go out there and do something and try to make other people happy. Not a lot of people have that opportunity. What the heck is that? There's other people down here. Scary! Anyway, I told myself, I'll take a year. I'll take 1 year, and I'll keep doing these vlogs, and I'll keep doing these other random land videos, and I'll take 1 year, and then we'll see what happens at the end of the year, but I'm gonna take 1 year and enjoy being able to like interact with people and make as many people smile and as many people happy as I can. That year ended up being like the best year of my entire life. I have spent my whole life being like the weird hyper kid that didn't really fit in here, didn't really fit in there. I was in bands because it was somewhere I could be loud and obnoxious and I could be kind of creative and stuff like that. And I was in bands for a long time, but I wasn't really that good at it. I had all this random disparate knowledge, mostly self-educated, some college, some art skills, a lot of travel experience from being in a band and going on all these tours and stuff like that. I have a love for history and literature, but also like a weird, strong, like sugar tooth for like kitsch art and pop art and tiki stuff and weird roadside attractions and stuff like that. And I really felt like, oh, this is awesome. Like I kinda finally found something that makes sense. My entire family, like my parents, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, people who have known me my entire life, like friends of the family and things like that, all started watching my videos and they all started telling me like, dang, it's like it's like this is what you were preparing for your whole life. Like finally I figured out something that I was okay at. Like finally I figured out something that kind of made sense, that was worth doing with my time. Like I've been around the block a few times, so I realize what a rare thing that is in the world. People rarely find a hobby that will keep them satisfied and give them something to do and do this stuff, much less find something that they can be passionate about, that can also make other people happy, that they can also maybe do full time. So I didn't care how few subscribers there were, or how few views, or how few likes, or how few whatever. I didn't care. I wasn't trying to count numbers. I have other friends who started YouTube channels who are like, dude, I made it to like 450 subscribers. And I was like, I'm not even paying attention on purpose. I don't care about the number of subscribers. I want to make something good that I can be proud of, that I think is entertaining or funny or interesting or whatever. And for those people that are following me, my secondary goal is to like do my best to, you know, make those people happy, or do my best to make something I was proud to show all of them. Whether it was a vlog, unedited, just walking around talking about my feelings, I would try to be, you know, as deep as I could be and say as much as I could without, you know, telling other people's stories really, if I could help it. Or whether it was showing somebody something weird like Disneyland. Whoop, I just dropped a bomb. Or whether it was showing somebody the cool weird new hat at Disneyland, or talking about tiki history, whatever it might be. When I was in a band, we'd have to show up to a random town we had never been in before, unload equipment, go on a stage, stare at a room full of strangers I'd never seen before in my life, and put on the best possible show that I could. Then pack up, then go to the next town, then do the same thing, then pack up and go to the next town, and do the same thing. And that's what I try to do with the videos. I just tried to make every video the best that I could with the tools I was given. Now, sometimes when you're in the band, you know your guitar's broken, or you know you're sick with your voice, but you still gotta go up on stage and do the best you can. And so even when I've gone through different periods of stress, even when I was going through the divorce, okay, I turned that into quest for positivity, you know, looking for the positive that I could in my situation and trying to share a little bit of my struggles, as much as I could really, without going into detail about other people who were being nasty to me or whatever it was. Sharing my struggles so that people could draw strength from what I was going through, you know what I mean? Now, eventually I reached a point where I was like, okay, I spent that year doing this. I did the best that I could. I've been doing the best job that I can. I really like what I'm doing. People are happy and it's going great, but I'm not really making a ton of money doing this, and it's pretty tough to survive. And so I kind of put it out there on Periscope when that was brand new, like mentioned in a conversation, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to cut down on the content that I've been putting out and not do this so much full time and do graphic design again or do something else. Again, it's gonna have to take up more of my time, you know, to make a living so I can keep doing this. And not like just to earn money to film, but I mean to earn money to live. I'm friends with all kinds of wacky people. Artists, musicians, graphic designers, people who work in the music industry, producers or managers, different stuff like that. I know a lot of filmmakers and sound people and people who work on YouTube videos. Not all of them are the same. Some of them are like the lone wolves, you know, that are alone in their van, like my friend Adam the Woo, or they're like a weird lone painter that lives in a shack in the desert and they do 50,000 paintings a day and it's just really crazy. One of my friends is an indie documentary filmmaker who spent years and years and years working on this one DIY documentary, fighting for like official funding and working out details in the script and having all these legal battles to use just the right picture in her documentary and get a voiceover by Henry Rollins, all this crazy stuff. So what I know about art and artists is that not everybody works the same. And what I know about life is that not everybody is the same. You can have a family and 3 out of 4 of the members of the family all think like, I'm gonna go work at the factory. I have no problem working in the factory. And then there's the one John Lennon in the family who's just not capable of doing that. He's gotta go and be weird and paint flowers on the side of barns or do his own thing. Life is a cornucopia. It's not monotone. It's not all just one color. It's not all just one theme or one landscape. There are all kinds of people and there are all kinds of lives. That's what makes life so interesting. If my videos prove anything, it's that going out and looking at different slices of life or how different people live or different weird little art things that they've created or antiques, whatever it is, different time periods, different attitudes. These things are what make life interesting. These are the things that we're all searching for online or going out to find and see in real life, is the things that make life fun, not just like a blank hallway 1984 thought crime style of existence, you know what I'm saying? And so anyway, all these people in Periscope and different people who were following me kept pounding on me to try this thing called Patreon. What Patreon basically is, and some people do it as like a rewards thing, like if you donate so much per month, I'll send you a cool packet in the mail, and they can use it for that too. But what it basically is a website where people can create things, artistic things, and other people who think that their value or have some use can pay a monthly amount of money to say, yes, I want to support that. So like Leonardo da Vinci, that guy didn't work at a factory. He didn't sell one painting at a time by the roadside to pay his bills. Before copyright law and before you could, reproduce sound on a record or a DVD or a print on a poster, all art basically worked through a system of patronage. A person with money would say, I really enjoy what this person's doing, I think it's valuable, and then they would give that person the money to create things because they liked what the person was creating. And so that's basically what Patreon is the internet version of patronage. So there were a lot of people who were like, I really find what you're doing valuable. I like to watch you. There was a lot of people who specifically told me that, hey, you and some of your other friends and other YouTubers have basically replaced TV and cable for me. You guys are my TV now. So I pay $100 a month for cable that I'm not even watching. So I'd like to give you guys $1 or $2, $5, $10, whatever it is, a month on Patreon. So because people encourage me and they like what I do, I'm able to keep what I do free and put out all this free content in the universe. And there's all these people who support me because they enjoy what I do. I also sell t-shirts. There are ads on the videos, although that doesn't really make that much money, but there are ads on the videos, and I sell t-shirts and hats, and I have that Patreon thing going on. So as a consequence, I take what I do pretty seriously. Not only do I want to make people smile, not only do I want to create something that's good that I can be proud of, but I also take on board that, especially lately, there's a bigger and bigger pool of people who are going, yes, I really like what you do. It really makes me happy. I really enjoy it. And I really do strive as hard as I can to keep putting stuff out there to make those people happy. Now, some people understand what I'm doing. They understand that it's a job and they understand that I work hard at it, and some people just don't. But honestly, overall, it's such a small percentage. The vast majority of people are so supportive, so helpful, so kind. Like yesterday was the 61st anniversary of Disneyland. And so I went down there, I got down there kind of late, and I was really kind of stressing because I was like, man, I really want to make this video about the 61st anniversary of Disneyland. I really want to experience all this different stuff. And within the first, I would say, hour or two of being there, I got interrupted and stopped while I was filming. I don't know, by probably 30 people who were like, let's take a fun pic together, let's talk together and stuff like that. And I was getting all frustrated, and then I was realizing, like, this is kind of awesome. Look at all these people who are genuinely super stoked on what I'm doing. The number one thing, even people who would pass by, hey Justin, keep on doing what you're doing. So there are a lot of people out there who see value in what I'm doing or trying to do, and that is really gratifying. Now again, all different types of lifestyles out there. I had crazy divorce lawyers to pay and custody lawyers to pay. I have a kid. I have a family life that nobody ever really sees on camera. Just little bits and snippets and pieces. I'm not even actually allowed to always put that on camera in certain cases. And for years, mostly off camera, I also had a relationship going on in my personal life. This person who I've been dating since March of last year kind of came with a cloud of people around it that were not very happy about us even being friends, much less having any kind of relationship or anything like that. And I did my very best to just keep my mouth shut, keep my own drama off the internet, not make that a part of what I do. I didn't discuss who I was dating. I didn't make it anybody else's business or anybody else's problems when there was like crazy heartbreaking drama going on around that person or anything that was happening. I kept it all to myself. I didn't talk about other people when I was angry about them. I kept all that part of my life to myself on purpose for good reason, because it didn't really have anything to do with the adventures and all that stuff. And even though it has to do with my own personal quest for positivity, because I love somebody and I want to be with them, and sometimes it was frustrating and hard and difficult to be in a long distance relationship with people on the other side of the fence who really hated me and stuff like that. I'm not used to being out and out hated. I mean, there's some people who don't like me very much. They don't like how hyper I am, but I mean, even my ex doesn't hate me. I kept that all down. Well, now this person has called me and said, for their own reasons, which are not mine to disclose or mine to discuss, for their own reason has decided that it's not safe, or that they're not comfortable, or that they are not happy where they are, and they need out of that situation and on to a new situation. Now this really wasn't part of the plan. The plan was always, you finish school and then you're gonna be able to set out in the world and be able to start your career, and then we'll probably be able to live together, or we'll be close to each other, or whatever it is, and then things will go naturally from there. But like I said earlier, life has a funny way of changing, and the universe has a funny way of rearranging itself for its own designs. And whether people agree with it or not, whether they like it or not, and certainly they don't know any of the information, and whether or not they can wrap their heads around the fact that there might be a lot more to the story than they're really catching on to. When somebody that you love with your whole heart calls you and says, I need help right now, you have to come get me, I need to get out of where I am, and I have to start over, I don't know what to do. You back that person up. I don't care what any of the naysayers out there are saying, and boy, believe me, there's been some really mean people about this. Anyone with a heart, anyone with 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a heart would want someone that loves them to be able to come into a situation where you feel like you couldn't handle it anymore and take care of you and help you. So there's been a lot going on because we've had schools to transfer and transportation to procure, clothes and things to buy, and then I've had to take a lot of time that I would normally spend working and take time off of work to be able to do this different stuff. And then I'm like getting kind of stressed because I'm like, well, I want to be putting stuff out there for my peeps, you know? But there's been a lot of stuff to do, and believe me, a lot of just crazy drama and stuff happening off camera that really isn't my business to discuss with you guys. In the meantime, not only have I been practicing my own quest for positivity stuff, like, you know what, you can't look at the bad side, you have to look at the bright side of things, and there's so much bright side because my whole life is so much happier in a way because I'm not always lonely. There is that person there that I love and I want to be with. You know, you can't control your circumstances, but you can control how you react to them. I can't control the stress that's going on, but I can try to get as much joy out of the situation as I can. So not only has that helped and kept me strong, because it always does, Quest for Positivity stuff, is for me, it's really worked, or I wouldn't share it all with you guys. Not only has that kept me strong with all the stress and stuff, having to spend money and be like, okay, it's gonna be okay, we're gonna get to the other side of this, and we're getting there. But also, kind of while I wasn't paying attention, it went from, you know, a few hundred people to several thousand people out there. Now I'm talking about you guys. There are a lot of you out there who are so supportive, so encouraging, so awesome. And I'm not just talking about like, oh, $1 a month people on Patreon or the people that buy a t-shirt. You guys leave me comments, you watch all these crazy videos, you show up to crazy different events, you say hello to me when I'm walking down the street, you write me letters, you send me crazy packages and homemade gifts, macaroni pictures. And probably one of the things that's helped me the most is a lot of you guys have shared your struggles and your stories with me. There was a woman once who came up to me in Tomorrowland while I was with a friend and told me that my silly, stupid little YouTube videos helped to get her, while she had just had a newborn baby, get her through chemo and doing cancer and all this stuff. She still was wearing the wig and everything from that. It was like really meaningful to me. Another guy came up to Ali and I and told me that my videos helped him cope with the loss of his son. He was telling me that watching what I've been through with like my ex and crazy stuff and just, you know, trying to have my son more and more in my life and how I didn't get down, how I was trying to be positive, helped him with what he was going through. And I was like, I can't even, those are two different things, man. I can't even imagine what you would be going through. The other day, someone on Twitter told me that they were contemplating committing suicide, and that for whatever reason, my videos were like one of the few things that kept that person sane and happy and wholesome, and to help them decide to not do that. People come up to me with their kids that have mental disabilities or physical disabilities or diseases. I met kids that have gone to like camps for people that have diabetes, and they're in this camp and they made friends because of me. There's other people who are like, oh, I met my best friend because of your videos. I can't tell you the number of people who've come up to me that have had different problems eating wheat or gluten or whatever. And I mean, even way back in the beginning when I was doing the videos, there was this guy who has now passed away that had Lou Gehrig's disease really bad, who was a fan of Adam's and my videos, who was like, thank you so much. As he was dying, like the week before he was dying, who sent me a message with this Random Land shirt that he typed with his eyes on a computer because he couldn't use his hands anymore, thanking me that I kept filming these videos because he was never gonna get to go to these places. You know, stuff like that makes my eyes really sweaty with respect. And then on top of it, a duck just flew by, just spit right in there. You guys didn't see it, but it totally happened. This is why I do what I do. This is why I share everything from like a silly trip to the bookstore to a crazy road trip down Route 66 or Disney World or whatever I'm doing. Even wandering around back and forth downstairs in a storage unit, talking to you guys about how I really feel about why I do what I do. The last month or so has been really, really rough. Financially, emotionally, just stress level wise of trying to do everything. You know, my kid was sick and doing everything that I need to do for my girlfriend, filming and doing my job and actually being upbeat and positive and being able to do what I do. Because another thing that I do that I think is different from some people who put stuff on YouTube, but Tyler or anyone who's been around me while I filmed every day can attest to this, is that I really get stressed out about trying to be sincere and really put something out there. Like, I hate showing up to a place if I'm stressed out or negative. I don't always like to film because I'm like, I don't want to just fake being happy and excited about this place. I want to stand here until I'm not negative, pumped up until I can film it and really, really be like, yes! Which is why sometimes getting interrupted can be kind of a bummer because I'm like, I'm trying to maintain a consistent energy level here. Like yesterday, I was getting a little frustrated, not because of any of the individual people, but just because the overall amount of like, so many people are coming up to me. I really just want to film this thing. But after a while, it started to sink in that, you know, I was like, wow, these are the people that I'm doing this for, and they're coming up to me and they're smiling and they're so happy to see me, and I don't really like feel like I always deserve that, you know. I am really, really, really blessed. I'm really, really, really grateful for everybody who has supported and been there for me. Sometimes I'm like a normal person. I get stressed out. I don't think about it. I don't always have time to go through like 1,000 notifications on Instagram and Twitter and all this stuff and answer back every comment, but I really, really, really do beat myself over the head trying to get to everybody and make everybody as happy as I can. But sometimes I make the mistake of getting myself so worried about making everybody happy that I make myself grumpy, and then I do something wrong that makes somebody else grumpy. Like I'll be too short with a comment back or something like that, and then the other person's like, you're being mean to me, and it's like, oh no, it backfired, you know. So I'm not perfect. But anyway, believe me, it's meant so much to me that people are so helpful and so cool. Like right there are 2 bags of shirts that people sent for Allie to be able to have like clothes, you know? Someone else sent Sephora gift cards so she'd be able to replace her makeup. Some other people have been so helpful and I never even asked or said anything about it. You know, other people have sent like, you know, just restaurant gift cards and things like that, or just encouraging notes or good comments, or people have come up to us and said really nice, encouraging things. And that is so, so cool. But all that stuff aside, even those people who watch the different adventures that I filmed, or just the conversations that we've had together about Quest for Positivity or about movies or whatever it is, the people who've invested their time with me, that alone means so much to me. You don't even know. I feel like the luckiest person on earth sometimes. I really, really do. Even though times are tough sometimes for me, I really, really do. And that's why I do what I do. I'm not doing all this so that I can get a Lamborghini and pull into the VIP parking section of the Grand Californian on my way to my appointment at Club 33, you know what I mean? Although there'd be nothing wrong with it if I did, but I'm just saying, that's not my primary motivation, or nor do I think that's gonna happen. Hey, obviously I'd like to have a good life like anybody else, but I'm telling you, the hugest part of my motivation for doing what I do is all of those people that come up to me and say such wonderful things. And the biggest stress that I ever have, you can ask anyone that's really close to me in my personal life, a huge stress is like, no, I gotta do this, I gotta be there for you guys, to do this thing for these people. These people, you know, deserve it. It's been a crazy, crazy, super amazing adventure with all you guys, whether we're down on Route 66 or walking back and forth through this hallway. Unfortunately, all of the good times, all of the heart-to-hearts, all of the adventures, all of the fun has to come to an end. You see, today I got this anonymous letter. Someone with a fake address wrote me this note. Justin, just a quick note. So now that your girlfriend is living with you, your Patreons are now supporting 3 people. Get a job. Or do you plan on teaching your son the ways of mooching off people? How do you even exist like this? All of your social media is like a bad car wreck. Cannot voice this opinion on the net, as you will block anyone who differs with you life choices. Are you and your family the future of entertainment? Yuck! Get a life. Get a life? Get a life? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't have a life. I don't have a life. Oh, thank you for sending me this note. Oh, I need to get a life. Is there a life in here? Oh, it's locked. Is there a life in here? Oh, they're right. I have people to support. I should take my limited amount of work experience and job skills and go get a minimum wage job. That will help support the people. And then I should get a life so that I can have a life. I should take up frisbee golf or mountain climbing, something, anything, but I can't do this. Oh my Lord, I need to stop right now. I gotta stop. I can't keep entertaining people. That's wrong. That's not a real job. Making people happy is sinful and bad. There's something wrong with it. If I make people happy, I'm a loser with no life. And my social media is a total car wreck. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess that's it. I guess that's the end of the vlogs. No more talks. No more adventures. No more sunrises or sunsets. No more wonderful things or weird things to look at. No more Disneyland. No more Knott's Berry Farm. I'm just gonna move to Oregon and be a lumberjack. I don't have that much upper body strength, but I can probably start working on it, I guess, a little bit. They sell 1 pound dumbbells, don't they? Or I can ignore what Johnson with their fake address says, crumple up their advice, and continue doing what I do and being proud of myself and working hard to make the people that care about me happy and taking my job seriously precisely because I have people to take care of. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Now listen, the point of reading you guys this letter is I get a lot of this. You guys have no idea how much, believe me. And the thing is, I'm not even really angry at the person that wrote it. Although I am slightly confused why they used such nice paper to write a hate note. Like they took out some, like it says stone on it and everything's like really soft and silky paper. It must be expensive. I have a piece of advice for all those who have ever cared to listen to me. Like I know that we're not always going to agree on everything. Some people are like, man, I don't like your girlfriend's, face or whatever, or I don't like the way you choose to live, or I don't like the way you think about this ride or this movie or whatever. I know we're not always going to agree, and most people don't feel the need to write hate letters. If you hate me or anybody else that much, if something you are watching on YouTube or on TV or reading on Facebook or following anywhere is stressing you out that much that you would take time out of your day and really expensive paper and write a note of pure, full-on, unadulterated disdain, hate, discord, trying to ruin somebody else's day and make them feel sad, you should probably not keep following them and turn it off. Like, honestly, for your own sake, why in the world would you follow me? Just unsubscribe. Just don't watch the videos. I see this all the time with people that are like, so-and-so, man, did you see their Facebook post? It really made me upset. Jenny Sue was wearing that red skirt again. Can you believe that? It's so annoying. It's just whatever it is. So-and-so just keeps posting about their strange political beliefs, and I have the opposite strange political beliefs, and they should be off my feed. Mary Steve keeps posting about her church, the one where they pet the giraffes. Ooh, and then we got to hear Bobby George talk about how his church is the real church, and then they go back and forth, and it just stresses me out so much because I'm friends with both of them. Oh, and I watch these vlogs online, and I watch everything this guy does, and it makes me so mad that I write hate letters. Turn it off. Nothing is worth being that stressed out over. Like, I honestly feel really, really bad for that person. Not guilty. I shouldn't have to apologize for being me or doing anything that I want to, because I didn't hold any guns to anybody's head to do anything ever. The people that support me because they like what I do, and the people who don't, apparently, still are watching everything to make sure that I know that they don't like me. Okay, you and everybody else from high school. I know a lot of good people who follow different celebrities or political things or whatever it is that other people can follow and be entertained or even pleased by, and these certain people will follow it, and it just stresses them out. It just bothers them. Like, certain people can't watch the news, well, political news especially. They get really upset, just frustrated, they're red in the face every day, and my suggestion is always turn it off. Turn it off. It's not important enough for you to stress out and ruin your life over and become a hateful, nasty person over. Like, find something else to watch. Find something that inspires you. Find something that makes you happy. Find something that entertains you, distracts you. Find something that makes you feel good. Don't keep following things that stress you out or make you feel bad about yourself. Now, guys do a lot of zany stuff too, but I noticed this particular thing with girls, especially girls who are really into fashion and stuff like that, where, and I'm not trying to pick on you guys, it's just an easier example than weird stuff that guys do because it's more nuanced and specific, but they'll do that thing where they'll follow a model or a TV personality or something online, or the Kardashians or whoever it is, and they'll like look at every outfit. I can't afford that outfit. My outfit's trash. I don't have that purse. I'm a failure. Oh, I don't have a house like that, or a pug, or a boyfriend with a cute beard. My life totally sucks. And I always say, why do you keep following that person? Like, if you're so, even it could be a jealousy thing, even if you like what the person's all about, but you're so jealous that just for whatever reason it drives you insane, just unfollow that thing. I mean, I was in a punk rock band, man. I was used to being heckled and having bottles thrown at me because even the punk rock people in the crowd just wouldn't like the way I sang or the song choice, you know, that I chose to play or whatever. So this isn't really like a it doesn't really get to me the way that people would think that it would. The only thing it makes me do is feel really bad for this person because I really want them to like just turn it off. Maybe get some help. Maybe get a pet lizard or a hobby. You could build boats out of matchsticks, or I don't know, maybe work in a factory since you seem really obsessed with jobs. Maybe you could be like, you could work in HR. Yeah, then you can tell other people what jobs to have. Or move to North Korea, where they tell everybody exactly what job they should and shouldn't do. That might be a good place for you to go, because you could just boss people around, tell them what kind of lives to live. It would be perfect for you. In the meantime, I've got stuff to put away, and I got a lot of clutter and stuff, and some stuff that I'm gonna sell on eBay. Yes, because I do have mouths to feed, but also just because, you know, I got a lot of clutter in here too. And for those of you supporting me, it really does mean the whole world to me. And I'm not just talking about someone sending a PayPal donation or supporting me on Patreon or whatever because they think I'm $1 a month's worth of funny or whatever. But I mean, like, look at, people have done stuff like this where they've sewn me a custom-made little Frank. Remember that character used to appear in the videos, little Frank dolls? And people have sent me like rad presents and mugs. I can't keep all of them all the time, but people send me really cool stuff. People have driven hours out of their way to meet me at random places on my road trip and talk to me about Phantasmic or whatever it is. I mean, I've made some of the best friends I've ever had from doing these videos, and I mean, I met the most beautiful girl in the world doing them too. So I hate to break it to you, hate letter writer, I'm actually not going to stop doing this. My videos might be different from some other YouTube creators. I don't really have a schedule. I try to work on them every single day. I try to post literally as much as I humanly can. I mean, you can ask Allie or whoever. If I go 2 days where I haven't uploaded a new video, like if I filmed a video but it's taking me too long to edit it where it's not uploaded yet, and then I haven't been able to film the next video, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a gap. I left people hanging for a day. I start to freak out, you know? So I do my best to get my stuff out there as fast as I can and put out the best stuff that I can. But I'm sorry, I gotta follow the beat of my own drum. I'm weird, I'm different. My whole life people have been telling me I'm weird, I'm different. Believe me, if you went to elementary school or junior high or high school with me, everybody remembers me. So, oh yeah, you were the one that used to make crash test dummies out of paper. You ran out of the classroom that one time and threw a handful of dirt in there and went, oh, that's a bomb. I don't think you could get away with that today. Oh, come on, you guys never made smoke bombs out of dirt when you were kids? One time, I tried to take the clay at our school because they had just taught us about ceramics, and I think we were doing like a lesson about the ancient Greeks, and I tried to take it into the science room that had the little Bunsen burners, and I was trying to figure out how to light the Bunsen burners when a teacher walked in. I was like, what the heck are you doing? Because I was trying to fire, I didn't know how I was going to, but like fire the clay so I could make a pot like the Greeks. So people remember stuff like that. My point is, I've always been a skinny, spastic, hyper little weirdo. Not always the most popular thing to be, but the people who love me and the people who are my friends, I've always stuck by and done my best for my entire life, and I will continue to do that, and that includes you guys now. And the people who have hate, I honestly wish you nothing but the best. I can't really rearrange my whole life to make you happy, because then it would make someone else unhappy, and then they would be angry and writing me letters. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing that makes the most people happy, but mostly me. Perhaps you can look up if there are any factory vloggers, or again, maybe consider the whole North Korea thing. I wish you all the best. I hope that all of you, even the people who don't like me, can make you happy as loud as you possibly can. You can go on Tyler's quest for authenticity and the quest for positivity, and I hope you guys all find, you know, the thing that makes you happy, for real. As for me, yes, it's been a tough adjustment for me the last couple of weeks. I've had to make a lot of changes. There's been a bit of a financial and a heck of a time constraint on me lately as I've gotten everything adjusted and I'm helping someone else adapt to a whole new life. But I'm actually hoping to hit the road soon for at least a day or two. And in the meantime, I think maybe tomorrow, I'm actually going to take a day all the way off. Not just a day off from this, but a day off from everything, and maybe sleep. Maybe take my kid to go see a movie, and my beautiful girlfriend. And then I'm gonna come back and film even more adventures and hang out with you guys even more. So there are plenty more. There are myriad of more. There are several more. There are more adventures ahead. Everybody's been asking me when I'm gonna get back to Disney World. Trust me, London really wants to go back, and Allie's never been. I know you guys like when I film there, so I am trying to go back, but right now, ugh. I want to do more road trips. I want to do a day or two coming up here, either this week or next week. I'm going to hit the road for a day or two, maybe go out the desert way. And because I was traveling so much for the past year, there's a lot of stuff around home that I've wanted to go out and have fun doing. Like the other day when we did that whole crazy Back to the Future thing, there's a lot of stuff like homegrown stuff that I really wanted to do and go have a spasm of a time going and doing that I really didn't get to do because I didn't have time because I was traveling. So there's a lot of adventures coming up. For those of you who support me and continue to support me, or for those of you who are going to support me in the future by watching this video someday, I thank you very much. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, and thank you all, you lovely, wonderful people, for being lovely and wonderful. A lot of bad stuff happens in this world. I mean, getting a bad letter really isn't that bad of a thing. I mean, crazy stuff happens. War and pestilence and death and hatred, and there's a lot of bad stuff in this world. I'm not pretending that there's no bad stuff in the world, but the thing is you can't let that stuff ruin your ability to try to have the best life that you can, right? And why would I want to set the bad example of being like, oh, I guess I'm gonna just have a miserable life now. I'm gonna have the best life that I can possibly have. I'm going to be as successful as I can possibly be. I'm going to be as nice as I possibly can be. I'm going to work the hardest for the people that support me that I possibly can. I'm going to be the best boyfriend I can be. I'm going to be the best dad that I can be. And I'm going to be as happy as I possibly can be. And whether you're 15, you get a bunch of haters in your school, or whether you're 50 and life has really got you down because some bad stuff has happened to you, I hope that you will do the same thing. Don't let anybody ever rob you of your hope. It is your most valuable asset. It's not over yet. It's not always easy, but it might be worth it. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me in the basement while I wandered back and forth. You've done your duty. Go home and sleep well. Oh yeah, trying to figure out what this is now. I originally just meant to do a vlog about the mail, but then I got that letter and I was like, oh, come on. What? Wait a minute, what the heck is this? What is happening right here? What is this? This can't be what it looks like. This can't be what it looks like. Whoa. This is heavy, Doc. This has got to be a dream. Back to the Future 2 hoverboard. There's no way that this is what it looks like, right? There can't be. Dude, I gotta check this out, Doc. What in the hell? There is no freaking... What the hell is this? Little girl, let me borrow your hoverboard. Oh my gosh, keep it. I got a pit bull. Oh my gosh, there's a letter. I know that reading this could upset the space-time continuum, but I figure, what the hell? Can't be worse than the last letter I read, right? Dear Justin, if my calculations are correct, you should receive this letter shortly after coming back out of your storage. Don't let other people get you down from one YouTuber or another. We go through it, and you should make videos that you want to make instead of trying to make everyone happy. Just know that your fans always have your back and will watch no matter what. Enclosed is a Back to the Future product you will probably enjoy. Sorry you and Adam didn't get to do Back to the Future 3 before you left for California. I hope this will bring you lots of fun. Just a way of saying thank you for the hours and hours of entertainment. Sincerely, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. I don't even know what to say. This is awesome. I guess this is a sign that there should be a part 2 to that Back to the Future video I just did, huh? This is freaking dope. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Sometimes Mob. Hoverboard. Wow. I will 100% eventually break this. Whoa! I think it works. See you guys later.